Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 23, and now it is time for round 14 of our MotoGP career mode. It's time for the mobility resort of Motegi. It is the Japanese GP. We'll start from 12th place on the grid, so on the 4th row, but I think it's going to be big questions asked for our championship challenge here, because I think we're gradually falling behind, but still, let's see what we can do in Japan. Let battle commence. So here we go then, on the 4th row of the grid. Wait for the red lights to go out. Power setting 3 to the maximum, and away we go. 45 points behind Pecco Bagnaia right now as it stands, as we get swamped going into turn 1, dropping all the way as low to about 11th place, and in fact it was worse than that. It was down 17th as we recovered up to 9th place going into the second corner. But now for this left-hander here, the AI are quite slow, so I'm going to try and get back up at the inside as many as I can, up on the inside of the beast. More contact ensued with the Italian. I think we've had probably one of the most fiercest rivalries in the MotoGP 23 career mode as of today. But into the right-hander then, we got Maverick Vinales ahead of us. Ahead of him is Marc Marquez. Aleix Espargaro is occupying 3rd in the championship, is where I want to be, so I'm going to try and get ahead of him by the conclusion of today's video. As Bastianini got close again, it's Jack Miller that leads going up to turn 7. So into the quick change of direction then, Maverick Vinales goes a little bit deep. That gives us an opportunity to go through into the S-curve, as we now have 4th place. Can we get back onto the podium? If I'm not mistaken, we got onto the podium here last season as well with the gas, but a lot of riders crashed out in front of us. So far no one has crashed, and yet we're still right up there, competitive enough to fight for decent rostrum positions. Maverick Vinales, off the circuit temporarily goes the Spaniard, almost launching himself off the bike, but stays on the RSGP and will continue to fight for 4th place. Jack Miller looks to be getting away somewhat as well, so good to see teammate of mine do a pretty decent job. He's had a pretty torrid season from the middle stage onwards, probably since Jerez. He's just constantly kept crashing. I think he must have crashed almost in every single Grand Prix and sprint since that point, except the Sachsenring, where I believe he did finish on the podium there. As I accidentally downshift to 1st gear there. That was not intentional. My mistake there, ladies and gentlemen. I can already see the comments being typed out already, but that was a minor error on my part. The faux pas in the early stages of the Japanese GP sprint. Marquez occupies 3rd. He's now half a second ahead of us, which I'm quite confident we can catch up to him. The AI do struggle in a couple of corners. This is one where they do go slow, but their exit speed here is phenomenal. I'm not very good here in turn 5. I just can't seem to get the speed right. And look at that. They go off the circuit, onto the curb, and they still have the momentum to keep away from us. The 120% difficulty AI in this game do not digress. They continue to push and push and push, as Jack Miller's just yielded the lead. He's given it up to the RSGP man. The Aprilia's gone through. Aleix Espargaro now in the lead, the number 41, ahead of the rest of the pack. We're still actually holding our own here for 5th place. I am closing in on Marquez, but Vinales between us and our main championship rival, Enea Bastianini. Behind him is Johan Zarco, and then there is Pecco Bagnaia acquiring just 2 points in the Japanese GP sprint. Now, I don't think I will be able to complete that objective and beat Pecco Bagnaia, but late on the brakes up on the inside of Marquez. That's late, that's clean, that's through, that's a move done and dusted. We're up to 3rd place. Will Marquez respond? You bet he will. Oh, around the outside for the difficult left-hand sider. Can he go for 13? No, not quite. He didn't go for it in the victory corner like he went for a Dovi back in 2017. What a race that was. That was fantastic back in the day in the wet. Fastest man on circuit is Aleix Espargaro after dispatching and dispossessing Miller of 2nd. He's just put a 1:42.7 in, does the Spaniard. Impressive stuff from Aleix Espargaro. Can we catch up to Jack? Teammate seems to be slowing down somewhat on the 3rd lap. I don't know what's happened to Jack, but ever since he made that small mistake in the change of direction, going up to turns 8, 9, 10, 11 and then onwards, he seems to have lost a bit of momentum. Does teammate Jack? So we'll have to keep an eye. Oh, he's off the circuit. Smoke screen deployed there as the dirt being kicked up from the rear tyre. Oh, as Marquez goes up on the inside. At least he's thinking about it as he gets really close to us there going into turn 6. We're all right now, though. Into turn 7, we occupy third place for now. Jack Miller wide again into the S-curve. He's going to have to really try and figure out how to not do that. It's costing him a significant amount of time. This is for a few extra points as Jack's off the circuit again. What is the AI doing here? It's a bit like what they do in Buda, however you pronounce it, the Indian GP. They seem to have an obsession with running off the track on there, but then having the speed to maintain it. If we do that as the player, our momentum is dead. It would just be killed upon an instant. So, yeah, I'll have to bear that in mind to actually try and get back at the AI as we close in very fast now into the 90 degrees corner of the number 43. Jack still holding on to second. Should be a good lap time coming in for us now as we go very nicely into the victory corner. Jack is about to go off the circuit. Could I be looking at a first 142? It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Across the line, there is your championship standings. Just to see, Bastianini does lead by a comfortable margin of 33. Aleix Espargaro in third, just 9 points ahead of us. So I need to take back as many points as I can to feature in the top 3 of the World Championship. We do now get past on Jack. He has fallen by the wayside. He's gone backwards. Should still be good to occupy his position on the podium, but fighting for second, I think maybe no more. I don't know if Jack can fight back. Gaining a couple of tenths on this lap already for turn 5. Lost it a bit underneath as we go under the bridge, but it's still there. It's still very much there. It's a green delta. That's all I'm looking at right now. And not getting hit by Marquez into turn 7 has certainly helped us a lot. Or excuse me, turn 6 should I say. This one here in turn 7 and then turn 8 here for the S-curve. Approaching rapidly is turn 9 for the left-hand side. And then again, after the hairpin, we've got turn 10, which is again another hairpin. Hairpin to hairpin here in Motegi. Onto the brakes again. Aleix Espargaro's advantage now is stretched out to 2.8 any moment. There it is. It's 3 seconds. The AI on the hardest difficulty, yeah, they don't care, do they? Extreme is quite evident here. 3 seconds he's pulled out on us now. Just too good. Surprised it wasn't an Air Bastianini though, because usually he is the one who has that speed in our MotoGP 23 career mode. Hasn't quite materialised this time around for the number 23. He's still down there in 6th place. Back onto the power here. We won't be improving to a 142, I fear. But across the line, it's a 143.035. Not bad with the career mode bike, of course. Still not fully upgraded yet. It's not looking too bad. And as long as now we can occupy second and keep that second advantage over Jack Miller, we should be good to secure 9 championship points. Not a bad race so far, I will confess. A little bit off the circuit there for turn 4. But this has gone better than I expected, and I'm quite joyous about this, to be honest, because I did fear that if the AI weren't crashing like they did last season, then we wouldn't feature anywhere near the podium. The fact that we're holding on to second relatively comfortable without the riders crashing in front of us, I think we've done a good job. I am quite content with our performance here in Motegi. I do like the circuit a lot, but it's a tough one for me. I don't find it suits my style of braking, or it suits my style going into the corners. It's a good track though, nonetheless, but out of the V corner then, this is where the AI does go off the circuit a bit, so it should gain us some time against Jack Miller. And in turn again for the hairpin curve. Still, gaining a bit of time this time actually. Not enough to get too excited about, but I was hoping we can get into the 142s before we conclude today's sprint. Lifting the rear tyre up there. No, that's not paid out for us. It's not my style to go that aggressive on the brakes, but just trying a little bit of something different to prepare for the race in what it will be in about a lap's time. So on to the power coming out of the final corner. Victory corner will be beckoning Aleix Espargaro in a moment. We're still 9 points behind the Spaniard. It must have been 11 points behind earlier, of course, but with him getting 12 points, it just pushes him further away from me in that 3rd place spot. Had way more victories than Aleix, had more sprint victories as well. But the problem is, those wet weather races, the Argentinas, the Termas de Rio Hondo is a circuit, the Saxon Rings, circuits that's impossible to get points against the extreme difficulty AI, has cost me big time. It really has. 10th and a half is what we're losing on this one, but we are probably comfortable enough now to say that Jack Miller will occupy 3rd, and we'll hold on to 2nd for honestly, which is a very solid podium. I'm tremendously happy with that one. Feels like ages since I had a victory, which is not accurate, to be honest, because the last time we had a victory was in, well, it was almost in Buda, but we actually won in Catalonia, of course, and it was a bloody good effort. But since then, the Catalonia race, the reigning the reign of Mazzano, both races were, of course, a nightmare. And then Bud offered some very interesting moments. But of course, don't forget, Enea Bastianini getting 0 points in the Indian GP race after a collision and bunch of contact with me. And I've gone wide to the 90 degrees corner again. I've got to keep it together here, making mistakes in the latter stages. And who else has taken 3rd place in the podium now? There was Miller, there was Marquez, they were all fighting for it. But of course, Enea Bastianini has pinched 3rd. Aleix Espargaro wins across the line, and then we finish in a valiant 2nd place here in the sprint. So looking at the standings, the race results, we did finish 2nd ahead of Bastianini. Jack Miller missing out the podium by 8 tenths. Wow. Didn't see that coming. He looked to have 2nd place signed, sealed and delivered. Excuse me, 3rd place. Oh, and Aleix Espargaro, fastest man on track. 1:42.5 to the brother of the victor. And as you can see, our championship challenge, it's looking bleak, isn't it? Down by 68 points with just 6 races to go. I don't think it's going to happen, but you better believe I'm going to go gung-ho. So we now move over to the Grand Prix. This is the Japanese GP race. We'll wait for the red lights to go out again, and let's see what we can produce. Our objective here today is, in fact, to beat the sprint winner, Aleix Espargaro. Can we? Oh, that's a bit of messy into turn 1. I had a better start. Oh, Jack! Oh, Juan Mir hits us so hard there. The front just tucked. I thought that was it for sure. Well, it's certainly not going to be a good start compared to what we had in the sprint. But I can confirm we're up into the top 6. So we've halved our grid position, and we're now up into the top 6. I can't grumble at that. That's not a bad effort. So as I mentioned, we do need to try and finish ahead of the sprint winner, Aleix Espargaro. Should be doable. It just all depends on what sort of fortune we have in this race. Good entrance into turn 5 there. Able to get back up on through of Maverick Vinales. Bastianini's in the lead. That's the worst thing that could happen to the rest of the grid, because once he gets to the front, he very rarely makes mistakes. And, oh, speaking of mistakes, I've made that terrible mistake into the S-curve. That will cost me 5th position as Vinales goes through. I'll try and get him back into the V corner. Bit aggressive. But you know my style. That's the only way you can do it against the AI in this game. They're just too good and too aggressive themselves to be overly fair. But look at that, around the outside into the hairpin. I'll take that. Beautifully done going into turn 10. So as I mentioned, Enea Bastianini has rocketed to the front of this grid. And you can already see a gap forming ahead of his teammate Pecco Bagnaia. He is the Pecco of MotoGP 23. Pecco Bagnaia in real life, of course, dominant in more or less every facet in MotoGP. Jorge Martin coming to the challenge, but not good enough to be beaten. And Bastianini has basically become that in our career mode here in MotoGP 23. What can you do against the AI in the 23rd installment of MotoGP? We'll figure it out. I'm sure we will. Maybe next year when we jump on a Ducati ourselves, maybe then we can finally get amongst the best of the best within this game. But anyway, there is Marquez ahead of us. He's occupying 4th. 7 tenths of a second is the man on the RC213V. Repsol Honda looks good in this game, and I will confess I actually really like the Honda in this game. I really do. I was strongly considering going to either of the Japanese brands in this game this season. Either the Honda or the Yamaha, and you know what? Neither of them offered us a contract, so we won't be joining either of them, unfortunately. So, yeah, we'll be either going into Ducati, staying with the KTM. Don't think Aprilia are that keen, but I think they might offer us a contract nonetheless. Haven't got a good relationship with them, but you never know. You never know. Never say never, DrAce fans. So on to the power then. We are not catching up to Marquez. I was hoping that gap would be coming down, but it's actually going up. The number 93 is looking impervious at this stage. Just look at that. Johan Zarco diving up on the inside. And look at the speed of the Ducati. The GP23, even if with me with Slipstream and Power Setting 3, couldn't be at him. And now into the 90 degrees corner. I think he's going to have that back, isn't he? He's going to be somewhere. He is. Back up at the inside. Give everything we can to Johan Zarco, and we've got him. Of course, he hates my guts after the collision we had in Silverstone, of course. I checked the team comparisons and relationships, and yeah, Johan Zarco is not a fan of the Doctor, it seems. But we do get back through on the number 5. Here he comes again, though. Made me jump that one. He was really tight to the apex. Made a big collision there with Luca Marini and I think Fabio last season when we were on board the gas, of course, as we tense up going through on the inside of Zarco. Quick look at the standings on the left-hand side of your screen then to give you a perspective. Bastianini leads, Bagnaia second, teammate Jack Miller in third, good job to him. Marquez fourth, myself fifth, Johan Zarco followed by the two Aprilias in 7th and 8th. So battle still very much rages on for this 5th position. Losing a few more points to Pecco Bagnaia, there was literally nothing we could do with that large deficit going into the Japanese GP sprint and race. It wasn't going to happen. But I admire the confidence of our team giving me that objective. I didn't think it was going to happen, but maybe if we didn't have all those wet weather races, maybe if the AI didn't have such an advantage where they don't suffer tyre wear, they don't suffer fuel depletion, maybe then we'd have a very, very good chance of winning that particular objective. But here comes the Frenchman. Really close. God, we were so close to him, we could see what was on his dashboard. Unbelievable. The close action here into the hairpin. Now onto the brakes for the 90 degrees corner. I've completely ran it deep. Not getting that right since the qualifying, it seems, as Johan Zarco shows us another wheel. And pretty much half of the Desmo Sedici GP23 as well. He's showing us everything. He's guaranteed to have the speed on this straight, though. He certainly has, but I'm confident we can get him back onto the brakes. Oh, he got right in my way there. Really close to the apex goes Zarco. We go for the favoured wider line to hopefully have a bit of oomph just coming out to the right-hander. I'm stuck on power setting 2. I can't get through now. Can we? It's late. It's the long way around. And it's almost paid off. We're leaning on the Ducati. I'm so close we can touch his TCSX boots. We were basically leaning on him there. So I'm able to get back on through, but oh, that's it. That mistake there will definitely cost me, won't it? Oh, he pushed me onto the curb. I think he's done me now. Damn it. I was giving everything I could to try and fight for that 5th position. Nowhere near the 142s, are we? Power setting 2 is certainly hindering us right now, impeding our progress for a possible podium. I'm going to say this now, though. I wouldn't mind betting that Johan Zarco will still finish on the podium, even having that disadvantage to Marquez ahead of him. I don't doubt it for a second. The Prima Pramac Ducati team are the 3rd best in my MotoGP 23 career mode. And coincidentally, Maverick Vinales, who's gone past on the RSGP, his team, his bike, the Aprilia, is considered the 2nd best team here in MotoGP 23 career mode. So yeah, bear that in mind for an opportunity next season. Maybe the Aprilia is the way to go. We've all been mentioning one particular Italian manufacturer to go to, but we didn't mention the other one. The Piaggio Group, they might encourage me to join. But anyway, onto the brakes. Oh, that's a shocking lap. That was a 1:44.2 due to the exchange of battling, getting punted to the curbs. That's lost us a lot of time against Zarco, it really has. The gap is 0.8 of a second to the Phillip Island victor from last season. 0.6 though going into turn 3. Is it going to open up an opportunity? He hasn't pulled away from me, you know. Maybe 5th place is still in our future. I wouldn't say the efforts are futile. They're certainly futile for first place. Look how far Enea Bastianini is up now. Just take a look at the graphic on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. That's there is the map. Live map standings. Look at that. Enea Bastianini is comfortably ahead of the rest. I can't even see him. I can't even see Pecco for perspective. He's almost 10 seconds ahead of us on the circuit right now. God damn it. The AI are just so good in this game, especially on the hardest difficulty. Oh, careful, go on the curb there. That's going to lose me a lot of momentum. Where's Maverick? He's not close enough yet, is the winter testing champion. Is he going? Oh, he's going through. Here comes Vinales. Maverick. Oh, look at the speed as well. Even the Aprilia leaves us in the dirt. We've got engine power 9 as well, and we still can't contend with the Italian bikes. European manufacturers on top, of course, even ours with the Austrian brand of KTM. Still not able to really try our full potential when the AI is this good. 11 seconds is the difference now to Bastianini. But not to fear. We're still in a good stead here for some good championship points. And we're finishing ahead of Aleix Espargaro, which is all we need to do for the objective. We can do this. I certainly hope. I'm a very positive man, and I'll remain positive as we go round the outside. I think he's not going to let me through. He is. He ain't got a choice. We're going the long way round. Look at that. Bet you the GPS didn't tell you to go that way. We did it ourselves. Round the outside of Vinales to take over 6th place. Oh, he's coming back though. He's certainly not giving up. And this dreaded turn 5, I struggle tremendously in there. Really difficult corner to get right. You want to go tight to the apex, you want to go wide, you can't really make your mind up. It's just a difficult corner to master, but here comes Maverick. Really putting the pressure on us now as Maverick, does he go for the inside? Oh, almost a Lorenzo Rossi-esque move there from from Motegi 2010. What a race that was. Again, in fact, some of the dimension, Aleix Espargaro's now got through on Maverick Vinales. He's up to 7th, meaning he's 1 position behind me. Our objective is in jeopardy if he gets past us. We cannot afford to let the relatively, in fact, he might be the oldest man on the grid now. So let the young fellas battle with the old fellas. It's going to happen here into the 90 degrees corner. I do know that Aleix Espargaro is thinking about father time. I think he's considering to retire at the end of the 2024 season. I think there'd be quite a lot of cheers from the fans for that. I know the Aces aren't particularly fond of the number 41. I think he's alright. I think both Espargaros get the job done. Sad not to see Polo in the grid next season as we go deep into turn 2. Oh, I expected that to happen. That's exactly how we made contact with Luca Marini and Fabio last season. And now it's happened again, but Aleix, you're only temporarily holding my spot. Oh no, we're deep again. Is it coming undone? I think it might. Come on. I'm going to have to go for it into turn 5. I cannot afford to lose this objective. I can't have KTM losing faith in us. Back up at the inside. That's as clean as you like. Almost, as he leans on us going into the bridge. Back again into the right-hander. We've got to go for it into the 7th corner. 130R tackled relatively well. Here it is to the left-hand side. I'm going for it. The Rossi and Lorenzo move is happening again. Look at us leaning. That's brilliant. The pair of us not yielding. That we want this 6th position. I have to beat him. I have to get this objective right. Oh, it's so close again. I've just noticed that I've still got 5 laps of this one yet. I have got to defend against the Aprilias for 5 more laps. Goodness gracious, this is going to be some workout, this is. Can we get back on through, though, into the 90 degrees corner? Don't overshoot it this time, please. We're good. Nice, we're back on through. This is a battle to watch, though. This is where the cameras want to be. They don't want to be focusing at the top. And here, Bastianini's already into turn 3. That's ridiculous. Yeah, he's coming out of turn 2 now. We're not even across the line yet. He is just unbelievable in this game. Talk about bias from the Italian developers. Of course, Pecco and Bastianini are the best riders. Of course, the best bike is the best Italian motorcycle. Unbelievable. I'd really love to join the Factory Ducati team. I'm actually not... Oh, I've gone deep into turn 3. Is he going through? Not yet. I actually don't particularly enjoy using the Ducati compared to other motorcycles, but if it's going to keep things interesting and really allow us to fight with the best of the best in MotoGP, then I'm going to have to. That's what we need to do. Marquez has taken that route. Why can't I do it? 8 times world champion does begat a 2-time world champion, of course. In fact, we haven't actually acquired a MotoGP championship yet. I do fear that if If we don't win it the next season, I might not be able to win one before MotoGP 24. All depends when that game comes out, of course, but we might end up doing 3 or 4 seasons in this game, which I certainly wouldn't disagree with, and I'm sure you guys watching at home wouldn't disagree with either. Together, we can still make fantastic content on this excellent game. And in fact, speaking of the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's a good time to do so because, well, Aleix Espargaro is going to go through. Oh, he didn't. We still have the position. Definitely get subscribed though, guys. You will be inundated with content just like this. Plenty more videos to come soon as well, even featuring more with Jack Hammer, the MotoGP eSport champion. But out of the victory corner then. 0.3 of a second is the gap. Can we hold off Aleix for 4 more laps? That's a big ask, isn't it? It's the big one. It's the big question. Can we do it? I hope we can. Onto the brakes, so as long as we're ahead for turn 3, turn 7, and I would also say the 90 degrees corner, I think we should be okay. If Aleix gets past before then my overtaking opportunities dwindle. My fuel is still red in the bottom of the screen there. I still don't know why it does that sometimes. I think I have actually no idea. I thought of maybe when I start the race and then restart it immediately just so the lap times come up. Because there's a very strange glitch here in MotoGP that if you don't restart the game after the first initial lap, the lap times just will not show. So I've started getting into that habit of starting the race, doing a bit of a practice start, and then restarting the race immediately to get the lap times to show. But yeah, every time I do that, I think my whole screen at the bottom there goes red. It's not a problem, it looks kind of cool, but it's something I've just noticed throughout this video, which I don't think I ever mentioned. But Maverick Vinales here is doing us a solid. He knows his teammate's got to try and beat me for this objective, but he doesn't care. He's taken him for 7th place. And now we have to contend with Maverick instead of Aleix. Oh, massive moment! Steady on. Way too eager on the power there. The hard rear is it's becoming a bit slippery. It's about halfway. That's the usual point of MotoGP 23. When the tyres get to that half point, as you can see, it's just getting towards the R in the graphic of the rear tyre. When it gets to that point, that's when you notice a big drop off. And that really caught me off guard there. Just trying to get that change of direction out to the 90 degrees corner. And we were just throttling hard there. We were spinning up the rear with ferocity. That was very scary. Struggling to turn in now into turn 4 as well. Bit scary. But I'm sure we can hold on. We've just got 2.5 more laps now. 4.5 tenths, almost 6 tenths it is to Maverick Vinales. We should be good. As long as he keeps Aleix back, then hopefully I don't have to stress too much. Of course, a lot of these career mode videos are stress-induced. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of hard work goes into beating the AI for such a long amount of time. The sprint, immediately jumping into the race, 12 laps of a race as well, of course. Not relatively easy to maintain your concentration that much. 8 tenths is to Aleix now. Just noticed I did the same lap time earlier twice. Looks kind of cool. It's just a shame it's a 1:44.3, not a 1:43.3. Or even better, 1:42.3. But even then, looking at Bastianini's lap times, who the hell can even do 1:41.7s? I need to become an esports player. There's no way I can beat that. Onto the brakes then. This is turn 11, the 90 degrees corner, back under the bridge for the 10th time of asking. I do love this final sector. It's great, isn't it? It's beautiful. Absolutely marvellous. Onto the power then. We will have just 2 laps to go. 2 laps to maintain a positive delta ahead of both Maverick and Aleix Espargaro. Can it be done? Will it be done? Oh, we got really close there. Just pushing. We actually got into the 1:43s there. So you can see what clear air does for you. Not battling, not engaging, not scrapping amongst the peers. We have a chance. 2 tenths is the gap to Maverick. Beginning to figure out that 3rd gear into turn 4 does help out more than 3rd gear. Or 2nd gear, should I say. 4 tenths it is on the delta. This could be a slow one. We're going to be back into the one. Or we might still maintain the 43s. Maverick dives on through with precision going into turn 7, but we'll try and scythe our way back ahead into turn 7 now, into the right. Come on. Have at him. Oh, he's just got so much more grip, hasn't he? You can see his exit speed is just far superior to what we've got right now at this stage. Look at that. Already pulled half a second on us. Unbelievable. Quick mention of teammate Jack Miller. He did hold on to third. I was a bit hesitant. Oh, here comes Aleix. God damn it. I thought we were cushy. I thought we had it all sorted, signed, sealed and delivered, but we're back at it again. This time, we've got to hold on to 7th place instead of the 6th place we were at earlier. It's coming down to this, isn't it? To gain favour with KTM, to gain favour amongst our peers, we must defeat Aleix Espargaro in this one-on-one encounter. Will it happen? Find out now. This is the final lap here in Japan. Penultimate lap was a disaster for us. 48. Oh, look at Aleix. You can't just punt us out the way like that, son. Clearly no rest for the wicked, is there? He's back at it again. Into the left-hand side. This is turn 3. Good tight apex required. Late apex for turn 4. 3rd gear. Get ready onto the power and get back up to 4th gear. Downshift all the way down to 2nd for the right-hander here. And we should have the opportunity to stay where we wanted to be. In fact, didn't even downshift to 2nd. Oh, I didn't even downshift to 2nd. That's cost me massive time. Oh, no. Aleix is coming. Will he go around the outside? Surely not. Max and Mir would appreciate it at home, but right now, I'm not doing it for them. Aleix is doing it for them. I'm just trying to fight as much as I can. Pit Byre will be watching on. All the KTM boys will be. Good solid position for Jack, but you know what? I think my effort has just been worthy of a podium as well. I'm just absolutely giving it everything against Aleix. Going to go for the tightest apex I possibly can for the hairpin here to try and hold the number 41 off. I've got a bit of time to use power setting 3. Let's go for it. This is it. For the objective, ladies and gentlemen. For the objective. Can we do it? Bit wide into the 90 degrees corner. Please don't mess it up now. Oh, we gained 8 tenths on Aleix. I think we're good. I think we've done enough. Into the victory corner. Bastianini wins by a country mile. He's already in turn 4. Pecco Bagnaia 2nd. Miller 3rd. And across the line is Vinales. And we do finish ahead of Aleix Espargaro for a pretty solid result in 7th place. What an effort. Look at the lap times from the front. 41.7, a 42.3, 42.8. Ridiculous. We can't contend with that. We really cannot. Oh, bad day for Paul. Last again. Looking at the championship standings, and that's what it's done. It's brought our championship charge for 3rd into 8 points difference. Pecco was now 40 points behind Bastianini. And Morbidelli moved to the top 9. Good to see. I like to see the Yamaha as top man. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll leave you now with the Teams Championship and the Constructors. And I'll otherwise see you in tomorrow's video. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ciao for now. Oh, hi. Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.